Hello, welcome to another edition of Talking Sports and Fitness with Zeke. I'm Zeke, also known as Mike Zielinski. My guest today is Michal Menet, who should need no introduction to football fans in Berks County. Welcome, Michal.
Thank you for having me.
Michal is the first Berks County player to be named first team All-State Quad A 3 consecutive years. He is the crown jewel of the Penn State recruiting class. He has been ranked by some scouting organizations as the best offensive guard in the country. By others, maybe the second best offensive tackle. And obviously, he's looking forward to having an outstanding career at Penn State. Have you heard any feedback from Penn State whether they'll play you guard or tackle, or is that to be determined?
It's to be determined.
Yeah.
We haven't really decided yet. If I had to guess, I would say they'll probably start me at guard or tackle and just see which one I pick up the best.
Yeah.
And then just decide where I go from there.
What do you personally would you prefer?
I mean, I'm a lot more familiar with tackle. I
Yeah.
think it'd be an easier transition. But I also played guard in high school, so I personally don't care that much.
Yeah.
Just wherever they need me.
What have you been told? Because obviously you've been recruited by every major college football program. You seem to be a unique package of size, strength, and speed, and footwork. Mm-hmm. Is that just something? I know there's a lot of great genes in your family. Your father was a great basketball player at Central Catholic. Your brother was a star tight end at Exeter. Is it just something that came natural, or have you really worked on technique and your footwork, or is it a combination of both?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. I think I've been blessed athletically with like the quick feet and quick hands and everything. Obviously, you have to work on it though. All the technique has to be worked on. Like the foot speed, a lot of it is, I think, natural, and it comes from basketball. I think people don't realize how much basketball helped me. All the lateral movements and everything helped me transition so well out onto the football field as well.
Yeah, that's an interesting point because a lot of the outstanding tight ends in the NFL in recent years were college basketball players. Mm-hmm. Some of them who didn't even play football in college. And it would make sense there's a crossover to other positions as well. You don't necessarily have to be a skill position player. But does it bother you when people think linemen are not skill position people? Because they are.
Sometimes. Honestly, I think I have probably better hands than some of the receivers. so I think sometimes it bugs me a little bit. But
now, you've had an interesting offseason, though, because obviously Penn State heavily recruited you, James Franklin, the head coach. You really had a nice rapport with the offensive line coach, Herb Hand, who suddenly left to coach the offensive line at Auburn. Yep. Suddenly, and I know Coach Franklin, and they brought in a new offensive coordinator, Joe Moorhead, and the new offensive line coach, Matt Limegrover. They came to see you at Exeter, right, to calm you? Yep. And you're okay with that now? That wasn't like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, when I first heard about it, I was obviously shocked.
Yeah.
I thought me and Coach Hand had a pretty good relationship, and I figured he would have told me if he was going to leave. He didn't. I wish him all the best.
Yeah.
But Coach Franklin called me up that day and told me about it. Said they're looking for a new guy. I think within 3 or 4 days they found somebody. And then that next day they came to visit me at school so we could start getting to know each other. I never wavered though. I was always still 100% Penn State. As soon as he left, a bunch of coaches started calling me.
Yeah, I figured that.
From other schools and stuff, but I was still 100% Penn State.
About Penn State, you opted not to play basketball your senior year at Exeter to focus on football.
Yes.
Did you give any thought to graduating early so you could participate in spring ball at Penn State?
I did give a little thought, but after actually a lot of thought, and then after going through with my family and everything, I just thought it would be best for me if I stayed home and spent the time with my family and friends that I
enjoy being a kid for the last time.
Yeah, exactly. Season was over. I wasn't playing basketball, so I would have some time just to focus on working out and hanging out with all my friends and that kind of stuff. So.
And also, you did not play in the Boyce's Senior Classic football game. You're not playing in the Big 33 game. Yep. Was that your decision, or did Penn State ask you not to play?
No, it was my decision.
Okay. Was that just you don't want to risk an injury?
That, and I played an All-American game, so I figured
That's right, you did do that.
Yeah.
And how was that experience?
Oh my God, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. To go against the best athletes in the world and just test myself. It was a lot of fun. They treat us like kings down there too. So
Yeah.
it was a good time. But it was more the fact that I got to play in that game, so I figured I would give my spot in the other 2 games to somebody else who didn't get a chance to play in an all-star game.
That's really nice of you.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was just a concern about injuries, because they do
really
happen, which is terrible.
They do. You're right. But
how do you think the transition will be going from like a stud in high school? I mean, you were double team, triple team, you were star offense, defense, special teams. Obviously, you're a blue chip recruit coming in, but you're still going to be a freshman. And even though the offensive line at Penn State had issues last year, they do return 4 starters. So what your expectations are to try to start from day one, right?
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go in there and play. I didn't work as hard as I have to go up there and just sit around and watch. Obviously, I know it's going to be very, very tough, but I'm 100% ready to get in there and start putting in the work to try to get myself on the field.
Now, Joe Moorhead, the new offensive coordinator, fast tempo, pretty sophisticated offense. You have to really be heroically in shape.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's crazy fast. I was up at the blue and white game, and it was still a pretty new offense, and they were still moving pretty well. So I'm excited to see how it develops and how it looks by the time the season rolls around.
Penn State, a new quarterback situation too. Obviously, Hackenberg left. They have a couple guys, and I guess they haven't really named a starter per se. But obviously, that may be a transition with a quarterback as well. But what about going from playing, relatively small crowds in high school to going to Beaver Stadium? And you've been there, obviously.
Yeah.
100,000+ people there.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
I was up there the past 2 years for the whiteout game, and it was just the most insane experience I've ever witnessed in my life. Really. The opposing offense has to go to a silent snap count because they can't hear.
Yeah.
And when the quarterback wants to make an audible, they have to go individually to each lineman and tell them. So it helps us tremendously. It really does. So.
What do you think, other than learning the system and things like that, the biggest adjustment may be, just because everybody is fast and strong, unlike high school?
Exactly. That's it. Exactly. Everybody was a big dog in their town. So now I'll just be the small fish in a big pond, I guess you could say. But I'm excited. And the speed of the game is just going to be completely different, because everybody, especially because I'll be younger, everybody's going to be stronger than me. Hopefully my quickness will help me out a lot. I think that's one of my biggest attributes is my quickness. So.
Yeah, you make a good point. I mean, obviously you're very strong and everybody hits the weights, but there's a difference between being 18 and being 20 or 21.
Exactly.
It's amazing because the natural physical maturity
and just being in the college strength program that's where we see the most gains. Just making that transition there.
They feed you great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to major in?
I'm not sure. I'm undecided. I'm leaning towards somewhere in business, but I wasn't sure yet, so I just went as undecided.
Because it's difficult to be a major college athlete and do well in school. It's a commitment to do both.
Oh yeah. I mean, they make it easy on us. We have a lot of academic support and everything. Whenever we need it, mandatory study halls, all that kind of good stuff. So they do make it easier on us.
Do you feel pressure, the fact that you're such a highly prized recruit, that there are obviously at State College a lot of expectations of you?
No, I welcome all the expectations, and I think it's more motivation to me than me feeling pressure. It just makes me want to go up there and just work even harder to try to get on the field and fulfill those expectations.
Kind of a dream come true. I guess you dreamed about this when you were a little kid, and dreams do come true, right?
Yeah.
Although you probably never were a little kid, right?
Not really, no.
How tall is your dad?
He's about 6'4".
Yeah, it's nice to have some good genetics, right?
It is. Definitely is.
All right, Michal Menet, Exeter High School, formerly, now Penn State, highly prized recruit. And we're going to have you back after the season, and you can tell us about your assessment of year one, and hopefully you become a starter and you have a great season and Penn State wins a bowl game.
Hopefully.
All right, thank you very much, Michal.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, for now, this is Zeke saying goodbye. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and subscribe to the People Chronicles channel on YouTube.
These community stories are made possible in part by BCTV, Susie Ray Design, Queen City Family Restaurant, Lamar Advertising, Heidelberg Family Restaurant, Reading Air, Lions and Hole, Peanut Bar, and Kutztown University.